Hello my marvellous sausages! Well, the final exotic fish is available to catch this week, so that means we can now go and get the new exotic stasis scout rifle called the Wicked Implement. But there is also a sort of, well, it's a semi-exotic mission that's attached to it that is proving to be very difficult as well. So in the vid, I'm going to show you all of the steps how to get this new Wicked Implement exotic scout. So first of all, you need to have caught the 3 exotic fish that you need in order to stick them into the statues in the deep dives. So basically you need to have picked up the Vexing Placoderm from Nessus, the Whispering Mothcarp from the Throne World, and the Ionian Alpha Beta from the EDZ. That's the new one this week. It's incredibly annoying. You might be very lucky in catching these fish. I got my first 2 pretty easily. That one this week was an utter pain in the backside. It's taken me about 6 hours to catch it, which is why my video is a bit late coming out. But there we are, never mind, eh? I did manage to finally get it, and here you can see me celebrating it with good grace in front of a bunch of strangers. So once you've caught your final fish, make sure you go to the helm to stick it in the fish hole, and then you'll get the final broken blade that you need to stick in the statues in the deep dives. You can double check, look, by going to your fishing tackle box, and it says broken blades have been claimed from the EDZ, Throne World, and Nessus. So the next thing we need to do is put these fish in the statues in the deep dive mission. And this is all kind of folded into one, because once you put the 3 statues in, you put the blades in the 3 statues, then that opens up the doorway to the exotic mission itself, which is just after the second encounter. So we're going to get to that point at the second encounter, and then I'll show you how to start the exotic mission and hopefully how to finish it as well. So here we go for the first 3 statue locations. Now it doesn't matter if you've already put these in. It seems to be that you have to put them all in a run. So here we go. We're going to get the first statue here. Is pretty easy to get. Don't forget to pick up your baubles, your bugles. Yes, there we are. Activate the door. Open that baby there, and we're going to make our way through here. And yes, just pick that up as well, you know, so you don't implode to death. And then the first one is just down here at the bottom. So when we land, hello fish. We're looking at this yellow planty type thing there, and we got a bugle there. You want to go around this way, pick up the bugle, go around here, and then this is where not only will you find your first bit of fauna for the aquarium, which is there, but here we go, this is where the statue is here. So you want to stick in your broken blades. Lovely, there we go, broken blades there, that's fantastic. And then next one now, we want to pick up the bubble. Now the next one is after the first encounter. Okay, so we need to complete this first encounter in order for it to occur. So you jump down here, follow the way around, and I will see you in the first encounter room. So here we are, flicking open the door. Now, a big tip for you really for all of this is don't start the pressure trials. When you're doing this, just play it as normal, because if you start a pressure trial and you fail it, it'll just teleport you to the end boss, okay? So just leave Toland alone and all your chums, and just complete this one as normal, and that goes for the second one as well. Don't bother doing the pressure trial, because it's just not going to help you in the slightest if you're going to get the gun, which is of course what we're doing this for. Right, see you at the end of this now for the second statue location. Okay, so there we are, that's that first encounter completed. Now, for this, we need to just collect the coral to get going. But before we do that, the second statue is here, out in this courtyard area, up on the left here in the doorway. Look, and we can see, here it is, there, yeah. Stick it in for your second exotic fish malarkeys. And now we just need to go and do the third one. Now, the third one is just on the way down to the second encounter. So let's just grab this like this. There we go. That's good. And then the door will open. Don't forget to pick up your buff. So let me show you exactly where this third one is. Ability accelerant, void damage. Ability accelerant for me, I think. Yes. There we go. Dismiss that. Now, we're going to be jumping on down, but we're not going all the way down for this one. It's just after the fan, really. So we want to jump down here. Pick up your doodahs. Yes. They're all doing their bit of chin wag. Pick it up. Yes, bit of chin waggery. Out the doorway. Yes, and make our way down to the fan area, which is this way here. Over to the left. Plop on down. The price is right. Here we go. Let's floaty down to the fan switch. Nice and gentle, this. I have been chopped up there quite a few times. Activate the switch. Fan goes off. drop down. Now, what we're looking for is a big lit up area, and it's just before we drop down there. So we want to, oh, pick up the thing. There we are, good. Nearly died then, don't forget about your bubbles. So we keep on dropping down here, and there's another bubble there, and another bubble here, yes. Follow the bubbles, they'll give you the way to go. Now then, let's just keep on going through this way here. Now, this is the area here. You don't want to drop down there. You want to make your way all the way around here to the left, look, and here it is, tucked away in the corner. Excellent. There we go. So that's all 3 statues, and Zivo Arath, you know, giving you jip. So now what we want to do is make our way to do the it's not third encounter, the second encounter, rather. This is always a bit more difficult than the first encounter. I'm here doing it solo at the moment, because I just want to show you where everything is. But a fire team will make this a lot easier, including the mission itself, which is very difficult as it's on a bloody timer. Anyway, let's plant the Igor Grigori Resonator and get this one completed. And don't do the pressure trial, because if you fail it, it'll teleport you to the end. So forget about that, baby. Just do what you got to do to get this completed. Right, so you've completed the second encounter, and then once you've done that, over to the right, you will see a new door that's opened. As you're looking for the way to go, you want to turn to your right. This is the door to the exotic encounter. So you want to make your way over there, and you'll see 3 statues in this little foyer here. Now, what I noticed here is I couldn't activate all 3 of them. It took each of us to activate each individual one. Now, one of us didn't have all the exotic fish, but that didn't seem to make any difference. So you can go in, as long as one of you has got all 3 of the fish, you can go in to the actual encounter this way. Now, the first parts of the mission are generally pretty easy. You just got to walk through some underwater sections. You will have some taken mines exploding as well, but this is generally pretty easy stuff. Then when you exit the underwater section, there's a bit with just some taken which you need to mow down. This is also very easy too. Then you enter another swimming area, which is all very pleasant. Don't forget to pick up your baubles on the way or you'll get crushed to death. Then you drop down the pit into another open area. Now you might recognize these areas from the final mission last week. You do get lots of taken in this area as well, so you need to clear all these guys out of here first of all. And this is where you get an introduction to the mechanic in this. You've got these servile minotaurs there. So you can see, once you kill one of these servile minotaurs, you get a thing called Deathly Sharp. And that is basically a buff that allows you to damage the bosses. The first boss is this knight, and if you get 3 times of the Deathly Sharp buff, you'll be able to do lots of kick-ins to them, or the 1 and the 2, it sort of drops in order. But you want to kill all 3 of those minotaurs or those knights, that'll give you the ×3 Deathly Sharp buff. So once you've done that first phase, it'll go into a second part of the room here. And what you'll notice is you're in the pyramid tech kind of area. And what we've got is we've got gits here as well, but there's 2 switches to shoot in this room to open the door force field. So there was that one there that you just saw behind me, and there's also a switch underneath the stairs here as well. But you do have to eliminate everybody in the area first of all. So there we go, that's the switch under the stair there. So there's both of those, the one on the way in, the one under the stair, you can see that one there, look. And the force field is down, and then you're going to go into the middle encounter, I suppose you could call this, against this knight. Now the first thing you need to do is the same thing as normal. You need to get the Deathly Sharp buff by killing the 3 minotaurs, and then that'll allow you to damage the Cull Executioner Knight. Something else about this encounter, you can see this is where the countdown timer starts. It starts from 10 minutes. So the faster you do this particular encounter, the more time you're going to have for the big Tormentor boss in the next room. So you can see here, look what we got here. I'm on 8 minutes 20 odd. I've used my Nova Bomb there, and we're just hammering him here. Don't be afraid to pile everything on, because you've got a raid banner basically, so you can recharge everything. So just use as much as you can to get the kick-ins done as quick as you can. There we go, he's taken out. And then once you shoot the switch, which is just on the platform, which is just one of the 4 corners of the platforms there, that will open the door. There you go, you can see the switch just there, look, on the corner of that platform. And that allows us access to the final area. Now this, look, what have we got here? 7 minutes 45 to do it. Here's your rally banner. Make sure you change your loadouts before you go in if you're going to change anything. We tried a lot of different loadouts, but the loadout we managed to do it with in the end, we had Arc Hunter throwing the Arc Spear Super. We had a solar warlock, so we could have the rift slapped down, you know, the big well of radiance. That was incredibly useful. And I ran a void warlock as well because of Nova Bomb. Because what you're going to find in this is that the Tormentor attacks you and he completely takes your super away from you. So any super that has a long duration, for example like Chaos Reach, is utterly useless. I was firing it off and then it was just taking it away from me straight away. So those were the main classes that we went in with, because once you shoot off like your Void Nova Bomb, it's all done in one go. So you don't have to worry about having taken away when he jumps at you with his super debuffing attack, which is very, very annoying. But anyway, once you get into this room, you've got to find the 3 honed Minotaurs, and then you've got to go and attack the Tormentor in the middle, because you've got the Deathly Sharp ×3. And the biggest pain in the ass about all of this is finding the Minotaurs, because there's kind of a central arena area. And what I found is the moment I ran into the actual encounter, I took a right, and then I followed the edge of the wall all the way around. So there's a Minotaur just to your right there, who you can take out. And then I followed the outer wall all the way along, went up the stairs, and then there was another Minotaur kind of in the top centre. You can imagine looking down on it as a square. One Minotaur up in the centre, and then there was another one in the bottom left. Now, there's got to be 3 of you doing this. I can imagine this must be... If whoever does this solo is an absolute genius, and I'm sure somebody will. But for us, the fire team, you'd all fan out and get to your Minotaurs, but follow the edges of the walls around in order to get to the Minotaurs as quickly as possible. Because if you get lost in this maze, you're going to lose your time, and losing the time is what basically is going to kill you here. So once you kill the first 3 honed Minotaurs, you want to come and find your Tormentor and give him a kicking. Now, like I said before, he does this big anti-super attack which suppresses your super. And we found that there's some doorways off the central area where there's actual doorways which prevents him from jumping, which did seem to lessen those super attacks. Now, he can stomp the floor to drain your supers, but he seemed to be leaping up so much when we were trying to fight him out in the open. So when we used these doorways, you can see, look, we're tempting him up here. There we are, there's the doorways. He runs in, and then this is where we could slam him in, look, because he couldn't jump out at us because the doors were in the way. And I think this is what did it here. Now, going on to weapons, well, what we found, there's a lot of people mentioning this, but if you've got somebody who has Divinity, this is incredibly useful. I haven't got it. One of my teammates, one of my mods, Deathnell, who's running it with us, as well as Scribble Wizard. Thank you so much, folks. It was great fun when we did it. Sorry, I'll show you our reaction at the end. Well, actually, you can only hear me, unfortunately, but I'm loud enough. Anyway, yes, so Deathnell had Divinity, which meant that when you stick the Divinity on, look, you can see it there, every hit you do on it acts like a crit hit. So what we were using in tandem with that then was I had the Retrofit Escapade with Target Lock on it, which basically meant that the more I shot the crit spot, the more damage was stuck on them. And also Scribble had Thunderlord as well, so 2 machine guns dishing loads of damage really, really helped. I was also trying to debuff them as much as possible, so I was using my Chaos Accelerant, we were using the grenades, we were using as much as we could to empty some damage onto these guys. Now, when you do the first sort of wave attack, you can see we've got them down to about half health here with 1 phase. The next time these guys spawn in, these Minotaurs, they spawn in a little bit closer to the central arena. And then if they spawn in a 3rd time, they actually spawn in the arena, which gives you a lot more chance to give some kick-ins. And you can see here, look, we're fighting them in the corridors here. I couldn't pick up a pattern for the 2nd wave, so let me know in the comments if you've got a pattern for the 2nd wave. That would be incredibly useful. Now, the Minotaur's locations don't show up on the maps when you're hunting them, because this is the thing that takes the most time. Once you kill one, and then a couple of seconds afterwards, I'd say about 10 or 20 seconds afterwards, so it does take a little bit of time, the other 2 do show up. You know, they've got the grey diamonds above their heads, so you can rush to find them and where to kill them. You can see here now we're on the 2nd damage phase, we're doing the same thing. We've come to the doorway to to try and prevent him from jumping at us, which does seem to work quite a bit. We're hitting him in his crit spot in his chest. We're using Divinity. I'm slapping down Chaos Accelerant. We're slapping down everything that we've got. But I do believe... See, this was a really hairy moment because we all just got killed there. I managed just to revive Scribble, and then Scribble did the most sensible thing, backed off and allowed us both to respawn in. In the moment, it can be very, very frightening. There we go. You can see now we're on to the last phase, and you can see we've got the location of all 3 of the Minotaurs, and they are in the main arena there. So this is where the showdown has to happen. We didn't have much time left. Look, we had 1 minute 11, so we tried to slam them in as much as possible. I was using a positive outlook auto rifle, which is Void. That had repulsor brace on it, which gave me a Void overshield, which I thought did help quite a bit. But look, I'm completely out of ammunition here as well, so if you can get some things that are going to help you drop heavy ammo, that's incredibly useful, like your Aeon safes or any of the Aeon exotics, which help and drop heavy ammo there. Yes, here we go, 43 seconds left. All I had was my positive outlook. I was running around trying to pick up as many orbs of power as I could, and then just hoping that we got enough time left. 33 seconds. There we go. We've got Divinity on him. There's his crit spot opening up, and then I got my super up as well. Bang! We've got Divinity on him. Excellent. We got going in. We just piled it on as much as we could, and badoom! Yay! Woo! There we go, we worked it out. Well done, well done, well done. I thought, are we going to do it? Are we going to do it all the way through it? That was great. I got a massive smile on my face. So as you can hear, we were all absolutely delighted. But that's not the end of it. It is the end of the scrapping bit. But what you need to do now is go and find a darkness statue and commune with it. What we found was we had a marker telling us to go one way, but it was in fact completely the opposite way. You want to go up a large set of stairs, and then you'll see the darkness statue. Once you commune with the statue, then you'll get your wicked implement. Way! Mine's gone to the post office! I haven't had much of a chance to have a fiddle with it yet, but I can't wait to get my teeth stuck in because it's got some very interesting exotic perks, particularly the creation of a stasis little shard which comes tracking to you from any distance, which looks absolutely marvellous. But that isn't the end of it either, but I'm going to have to do this in a separate video because this one's gone on for far too long. There are darkness nodes strung about the maze you've just had a scrap in, and you get to shoot each of these darkness nodes. There's 7 of them altogether, and that completes a particular triumph. It's on the Season of the Deep Triumphs page. Underneath the deep dive, it's called Words and Action there. Look, first pyramid object, second pyramid, 7 of them all together. They are pretty easy to find. You should be able to find them just by wandering around, because once you get close, you do get a marker on the screen to show you that it's there. But I did find that most of them are all very up high, so keep your eyes up to be able to find them. And here's a hint for the first one: it's above the darkness statue when you collect your wicked implement. So there we go, there's the complete guide for getting the wicked implement exotic scout rifle. It's quite a difficult one, but I think it's definitely doable. Let me know in the comments how you're finding it, or how many goes it's taken you. I think it took us about 5 to do it, so yes, I'm sure there's people out there who have done it faster, but don't give up if you do it. It is very, very doable. Thank you once again, Scribble and Deathnell. You were both wonderful, and yes, we got it. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall speak to you all very soon. Sausage out.